What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're about 5 weeks out from the qualifier, maybe a little less, four and a half. Today we got delts, so I'm going to show you at least 3 exercises for each part of your delt, because we have a front, a mid, and a rear. So like when you stand from the side, here's rear, mid, and then front. So what I'm going to do right now is show you something that I would use to for a first set, or maybe just to warm everything up. And it's a lateral movement. So I don't use a lot of weight for these, especially when I'm warming up. What I want to do is lock into my scapula, so like it's in my mid back, where I talk about that circle, this circle right here, but in my mid back. So I'm locked on that, and I'm going to go front. There's no trap involved. I'm locked in that bat, and I'm just throwing wide. I'm not throwing my arm up, I'm throwing it out. So it almost feels like what I'm trying to do, even on my lateral raise and my front raise, is take my delt and stretch it out as far as I can that way, instead of like pulling it up like this. I don't want trap. So I'll just show you, this is what it would look like. I'm gonna go front, mid, rear. Front, mid, rear. Yeah, so that's what it looked like. What I like to do is pick 3 exercises per body part, do 6 sets there. There's gonna be 2 hard sets of 12 to 15. I think that's where the magic is. I like 15 to 18s. For legs, I like 20s sometimes. But this is something that I do for rear delt. And it looks like lame, like it doesn't do anything, but I think I have decent rear delt, so this has gotta be some tribute to this. So all I'm doing is letting my arm hang long and pushing out on palm. And it's short. It's a short range of motion. It's just throw out on palm, and you can see that rear delt. That's all I need to get full contraction. I let it swing back. Let it stretch. On any of my presses, if I put my hands in front like this, and I'm keeping my shoulder depressed down as I go through the full range of motion, I feel like that's a great, more front mid press. And then I could also retract back in the scapula and be back in here, stacked on joint, and press like this into rear delt. Make it a more rear delt dominant press. And I also want to say, all this is Mike Van Wyck, this is, Dante through Dusty, the DC. I'm just meshing it all together and doing what I like and what feels good. This is how I'd set up on a front press. I want to let it get deep, like a stretch, stacked on joint, and then press up. I want to keep my shoulder down too. I don't want my shoulder to go with it. So I want to be in this posture, come down into a stretch, and then all the way up. Let it come back down in. Notice I'm not ping, ping. I let it settle, and I squeeze back up through. I keep the tension even throughout the movement. So now I'll show you the rear delt setup. So I'll just pull my shoulders back in the scap, come down, stretch, back up. Yeah, so that's how it's set up on a press. So this is another one for rear delts that I really like. I feel it in my rear delt, and I like the movement, so I do it. It's kind of like one of those weird ones, like a lot of the stuff in the rear delt, you're like, what is this even doing? I don't really feel anything, but then when you let the weight go, that's when everything just goes, because it's being stretched and contracting in this weird way. It's a weird contraction. I know for me, like when I'm in a prep and body fat gets low, it's the pressing that goes first. Chest and shoulder. You feel like that 20, 25 pound drop off, like when the dieting gets really tough, and I just try and ignore it and do my best. That's all I can do. Confine, lockdown, the essentials, glutamine, all in here, man. That's on the daily. Gotta have it. So I'll show you this rear delt swing. The whole deal is not to let them touch in the bottom. If you let them touch, that rep don't count. Nope. So after your smoke, just let them hang and swing around a little bit. I don't know what these are called, but I've seen Jay Cutler do them. And I think my delts are better from doing them. It's the same thing. I'm not trying to lift up. I'm trying to lift out and stretch my delt out that way. And I don't even need like that's full contract. I want to create this length in my neck right here. Let this drop down. And then kind of like, it's kind of a forward. I'll show you another one, a superset that I do. There may be one other one today, and then I gotta finish my own workout. See this line? Where like you wanna be usually if you're benching. I wanna go index finger around that, or maybe just inside like this. So index and middle. Grab here, lock down on delt, and then throw it out. Out. So try and do 10 that way. Come into the end of the grip and go 10 this way. And then go in close and try and get 10 like this. So that's a few shoulder exercises for each part. Head, if you may, of the shoulders. Like I said, about 5.5 weeks out from the qualifier, no more like 5, maybe 4.5. 7-ish to the main big show. Feeling all right. The diet's kind of tough right now, but it's to be expected as part of the game. Thanks, Logan. Thanks everybody for liking, subscribing, commenting, leaving the comments anything you want to know, even if it's crazy shit about what cycle I'm on. I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you. Have a good day, man. Hope this helps some of you.